Might as well do a little bit of shopping after dropping your kids off at hockey practice. But just how practical is this idea of building a double pad at the North Bay Mall?
I can say I think it's a possibility. We'll have to see what was submitted to staff on Wednesday. The deadline was late Wednesday afternoon, so we'll have to see what that looks like. Clarke, I have to be careful about how I comment on these issues. It is a tender process, and it's specific. So, we'll have to see how that comes out. But I can tell you, there's been an awful lot of discussion go on in the last couple of weeks. Lots of people interested in many options that could take place, and I'm confident that we'll have something substantial shortly.
If the double pad at North Bay Mall doesn't materialize, what about a West Ferris Arena rebuild on its current site?
Impossible to do. Absolutely not financially viable to do. Public buildings now are under such strict scrutiny as far as rebuilds are concerned. It is not financially viable to do. Having said that, it's always been my direction to figure out through this process how we maintain that facility in that end of the city. And I think we're very close to something that really could work, that could have a substantial impact on the retail side of what's transpiring down there.
Along with the ongoing location discussion, King is eager to discuss how the new build will be paid for.
I think what we're going to see happen here is a new style of how these things are done. I've talked about the cost, a $30 million build, substantial cost, but I think where we're headed now, strictly because of these costs and operational costs also, we're looking at a situation where business is involved with government, trying to find ways that work for both sides. So, is it feasible to operate in a cost-efficient manner, but at the same time, drive traffic that improves business opportunity.
And speaking of driving traffic, that's one of the main selling points for the private group Pinewood Park Drive, Inc. Renzo Silveri and Jesse Short have submitted the RFP in hopes of landing a deal with the city to have the new build on a piece of land they own on Pinewood Park. Through a press release issued late Thursday evening, they guarantee free land, the promise to have business booming in the surrounding area. They also say their proposal will annually generate up to $900,000 in new tax revenue, which they say will recoup the cost of the arena in a generation. Silveri and Short ended the statement by saying out of respect for the process, they will not be commenting further at this time. Later this spring, the Arena Committee will be faced with a big decision. Goal of the Arena Committee is to recommend the best option for a new build for the arena in the city of North Bay. Does that include both private and public proposals? So you come forward with one resolution?
Here's how I see it unfolding. And, we've already made a recommendation to council with respect to the public property. So the Michelle site is the best one. We'll then look at the private offerings and look at how that final one that we land on equates to the public sector option. And the way I see this, and it hasn't been finalized at this point, Clarke, from a committee standpoint, but I really see council dealing with the public process and also the private process at the same time. So council ultimately will have to make a decision.